Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back or welcome to the channel as usual. So with runes coming out on the 5th of December alongside the spear and all the new content, I thought I would give you guys a short, brief breakdown in the simplest format possible of how the runes work, how to unlock them, how to level them up, how to socket them into your gear, and simply simplify the whole process for you. And of course, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe as it helps me out tremendously. And let's get straight into it. So the way this will be working is that as we get the runes, we will be getting the co-op dungeon dimensional trial or challenge dungeons, is if you would like to call it so. The way this essentially works is that you can spam this infinite amount of times. There is no caps, there is no daily cap, no weekly cap, whatever it may be. All it does is that it rotates between two different dungeons. And it changes every week, if I'm not mistaken. So every week they change the dungeons that you have, which are tier 2 dungeons initially, and until we get tier 3 eventually. But overall, it's going to be two different tier 2 dungeons, and it will keep alternating between two different ones. You will get different tiers. The way the tiers work is that, as you can see here, if I do tier 1, I'll be getting gray runes. So if I attempt this and I clear it, I'll get gray chest, which will give me a random gray rune or gray runes in general. As I go up in difficulty, if I go to 2, then it will give me a mix of greens and grays. If I go up to 3, it will give me greens only. If I go up to 4, it becomes a mix of blues and greens. And then if I go up to 5, that is blue. These are the highest rewards you can get. So as you go up in level or tier, the highest reward is achievable through tier 5. If I go anywhere above tier 5, as you can see, the chest is still tier 5. Let's say I go all the way up to tier 30, which is the highest at the moment. So let's say I go tier 30. Apparently they added actually more in Korea. So whatever the highest is, you can see the chest is still tier 5. So anything above tier 5 is just simply flex for showing off that you cleared this, showing off that you have the title for it, whatever it may be. It is all flex. You don't need to do anything above 5 if all you care about is getting the highest runes possible. Now, let's say you got your hands on these chests, whatever it may be, the green, the grays, whatever. Now, you want to level up the runes. So the way this works and the way people used to do it in Korea is that you would keep spamming 1 initially until you get all the runes, because when you get the same rune, every time you get the same rune, it levels up. Max level at the time was 20. Not sure what the max level is right now or what the max level will be when we get it. But the way it levels up is that you keep spamming these tiers. And as you acquire these runes, they level up. Once you have all of your gray runes leveled up to the max, then people start doing green runes. And then as they get max green runes, they start doing blue runes. That is how people used to do it. It's up to you how you want to do it. It's up to you whether you want to skip or not. That is your own way to do it. And after you get these runes and you already unlock them, it doesn't matter what runes you get in terms of stats initially. Of course, ideally, you want the runes themselves, because the runes themselves have stats of your choice that you would want to unlock and get. So let's say, for example, I have this weapon over here. You'll have to click on it, click rune management. And now let's say I have these runes over here equipped. So as you can see, this one has melee hit, this one has bind chance, and this one has melee heavy attack evasion, for example. These are not necessarily the ideal ones. This is just to get the effect. So essentially, you have this list over here for the rune synergy list, which tells you if you get this in this specific order, you will get, for example, 2 strength. This is if it's all gray runes. Now, if it's all green runes, you get some extra effects on top of it. So it's like the same order, strength 2, but you get an additional crit damage reduction on top of it as well. Now, if you go to blue, that strength increases to 3, and that damage reduction increases to 6%. And if you go all the way to purple, that strength becomes 4 instead of initially 2 on gray, and the critical damage reduction goes up to 7%. And it's the same order, just higher tiers. And that applies to pretty much everything. So you want to check what do you want to get in terms of the buffs on these runes. And then initially, it doesn't matter what you have. Even if it's fucking mana regen on it or max mana that you don't even want to use. If you don't have anything better, still equip the order with whatever stat you have on each of these runes. Let's say this one melee hit. Let's say this one was max mana. Put it in if you don't have anything better. Mana regen. Sleep chance, even if you don't have sleep on your skills. Simply having these will unlock the synergy list for you. And that is what matters. And then later down the line, start removing them and adding better stats. The way to remove them is simple. You just right click it and that's it. You just remove it. And the way to change the runes is simply you spend some Solent. As you can see, I have 40 million Solent right now. It will simply use Solent to change it to what I want. So let's say, hypothetically speaking here, I want to use Perception and Shield block Chance, for example. So what I can do is I know that this one is blue, red, and yellow. So I change this to blue and then change this to red and then change this to yellow. Just like that with Solent and done. Then all you need to do is take the socket. This one is melee heavy attack, for example. You put it in here. Then you go to the red one. Let's say this one here is magic rate or skill damage boost. We put this in here. And then yellow. And then you take whichever one is the best for you. Like let's say bind chance. And just like that, you get this. As you can see, this one is blue. These two are green. It doesn't matter if not all of them are blue. It will give you green effect then. So you need to have 3 blues for it to give you a blue effect. And then 3 purples to get a purple effect. That is like simply the TLDR of it. Simply open the dungeons, do them, spam them infinite amount of times, keep leveling up your runes. The higher runes, the better stats on them. So this stat levels up. As you can see, this one is level 7. The higher up it goes, this heavy attack will go higher as well. So that's why you need to level up your runes as much as you can, as fast as you can. And once you get the business slot ones in terms of color, like whether it's blue or purple in our case, then you get the highest effect that you want. But initially, simply use whatever you get your hands on. And you don't need to worry about fucking up, because if, let's say, you build strength and critical damage reduction, for example, and then you realize, no, this is not good for my build. I want to change to bonus damage, for example, and boss bonus damage. It's as simple as simply removing these for free and then re-rolling for 600k Solent, and that's it. That's pretty much it. It's not that hard, really. It's pretty straightforward of a system, and it's very impactful. So I do recommend you actually spam grind as much as you can so that you can get ahead of the curve, because these runes do also play a role in your combat power as well, which will help you tremendously with your PvP and also your PvE in the future too. Hope that was helpful and to the point. If you liked it, once again, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help me out tremendously. And until the next one, peace. So a couple things that I forgot to mention is that your runes are only on your weapons and your accessories. You do not have runes on your armor pieces. And also you can acquire some of these runes through your open world bosses, your events, but it's not really the efficient way of getting your runes. This is just like an extra on top. And the best way is through these dungeons. And obviously, as I mentioned, to level up the runes, you just need to ensure that you're getting the exact same rune of the same tier. The more you acquire it, the higher level it becomes until you hit the max level on it. And that's it.